The tune you're hearing, the concert entitled A Look on the Past, is a composition in honor of the Emperor of Wassoulou, the Almami Samori Touré, whose fight against colonialism. There are some men, although physically absent, who continue and will continue to be alive forever in the heart of their fellow men. Among those men, we'll hold up as examples the Almami Samori Touré, the Emperor of Wassoulou, the King of Labé, the famous Alpha Yaya Diallo, and Morifindian Diabaté, a symbol of friendship, whose mortal remains have been brought back to the native soil they loved and defended during their lifetime. The colonialists, to warrant their rule, have described them as bloodthirsty and savage kings. The anthem of the Empire of Wassoulou proclaims, if you cannot organize, lead and defend your father's land, appeal to the most valorous man. If you cannot tell the truth everywhere and at any time, appeal to the most courageous man. If you cannot be impartial, yield the throne to the fair man. If you cannot protect the weak and defy the enemy, hand your warfare sword to the women who will show you the way to honor. If you cannot bravely express your thoughts, hand the floor to the griots. O farmer, O king, the people trust you. The people relies on you because you embody those virtues. After hearing such a recital, do we need introducing the Almami Samori Touré? Quotations from those right persons who fought against him and tried to tarnish his reputation. In the book, The History of the French Colonies, Verros had written, the most mortal of his enemies unanimously admitted that the Almami Samori Touré has never broken his word. De La Fosse to add, he was never in the habit of doing treason. And Baratier to go on with, it is not excessive to say that the Almami Samori Touré appeared to be superior to all the black chiefs who were our opponents on the continent. He was the only one who proved himself a real chief of the peoples, with virtues, a strategist, and above all, a politician.
The Almami Samori Touré was born about 1830 in Milian Balamdougou in the administrative region of Kerouane. From childhood, he was a great traveler, going over numerous areas with his father, who was a great merchant dealer. One day, while he was away, Soribrema, one of the various chiefs who were playing havoc in the region at that period, attacked his village and kidnapped his mother. After he had been warned, Samori went and met Soribrema and offered himself and volunteered to be enslaved in order to ransom his mother. At the end of 7 long years of captivity, during which he learned soldiering and completed his Quranic schooling, Samori regained his freedom and his mother's. He then settled in Sanankoro, not without firmly resolving to put an end to the intestine domestic quarrels which were devastating his country. From 1870 to 1875, thanks to his bravery and his understanding, he succeeded in bringing together again, under his authority, the manifold chiefs of the region who were getting exhausted because of fratricidal wars. In unifying the country, he brought back again peace and prosperity. A devout Muslim, he caused to build mosques everywhere and got the fetishes destroyed. He himself kept an eye on the schooling of the children. The empire consisted of 162 districts, assembled in 10 provinces. His army, remarkably organized, consisted of 10 army corps and an elite guard. They encamped in Bisandu, the capital of the empire. The army was led by his younger brother, Kemebrema, an intelligent and dauntless cavalryman.
It was in 1881 that the colonial invasion troops and the ones of the Almami clashed head on the border of his states near Kita in the present Republic of Mali. On April the 2nd, 1882, occurred the great battle of Woyowoyanko, and despite the bringing in of the artillery, Kemebrema and his men led the colonial troops astray. That victory extended the Almami's prestige all along the banks of the Niger River. After Woyowoyanko, confrontations with the colonial troops followed one another, numerous, violent, and deadly. On all the battlefronts, the Almami left no breathing space to and for the invader. He was attacking, rounding up the enemies, and striking without a break. Facing the machinery superiority of the enemy, he made use of the technique of popular war. His light columns were nyoning the invader, disappearing suddenly to surge up again at full night, at dawn, or in broad daylight, spreading dread in the ranks of the colonial army. So then, by the use of guerrilla war, he defeated in succession Borgny, Desbordes, Gallieni, Archina, Humberg, Conte, and Bonnier. Only treason would overcome his exemplary toughness.
Sun
On September the 29th, 1898, at dawn, at the very time the call to prayers of the muezzin could be heard in the distance, after the stars have disappeared from the sky in order not to be witnesses to the crime, it was at that definite moment, on the cover of a thick fog, that a French detachment, which the Almamis so far confused with some negotiators, entered by surprise into the camp in Guélémont and took him prisoner. The one who, to free his mother, volunteered to be enslaved. The one who, 16 years long, fought fiercely in order to preserve the freedom and the dignity of his people. The uttering of the name of whom got the enemies of the invaders' camp into a panic was deported to Gabon on the island of Obwe, where he passed away on June the 2nd, 1900. Morfinjan Diabaté, a great captain and a counselor of the Almami, has been his loyal companion in his glory days and in times of adversity. He willingly followed the Almami in his arbitrary exile in Gabon. At the death of the one he had chosen as a friend, he did not come back to Guinea, although he was offered the possibility. He dug his own grave next to the one of the emperor in order to be buried there at his death, proving then to posterity the value of an oath and what should a true friendship be worth. They are not dead, those African heroes, and they will never pass away. After them, some bold pioneers resumed the struggle for the national liberation, a struggle which will triumph in the end under the leadership of Ahmed Sékou Touré, a grandson of that same Almami Samori Touré. On September the 29th, 1958, the revolution overcame, avenging us for good on that other September the 29th, 1898, the date of arrest of the Emperor of Wassoulou.
la moda barana koteni sayara belle monte nanta balia le belle mala komila la moja mata mama fama komila la sunja tale mamali komila la moja mata mama fama komila la fula musebe ma alifa yaya komila la moja mata mama fama komila la mbeba samori ma fama do bemba ila mirinya nyuma de no soro ma di farafina